Welcome to another episode of Building a Leadership Mindset podcast. I'm your host, Nikki C., all the way from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And this is brought to you by BALM Global LLC and the Connected Leaders Academy. I'm super excited to have our very special guest. We'll just introduce her and we'll get her right on. Super excited to have her here today. Met her actually through the CLA. She's doing just amazing things and had the pleasure of personally meeting her face to face when we were at Jose's Triple Stack Gala in Maryland a couple weeks ago, and it was just an absolute pleasure to just dance the night away with her and just get to know her more. And that is Linda McBee. She is the founder of Happy DNA Candy. She started running a finance company when she was in her 20s, and almost 20 years of marketing the company for 10 years. She had struggled with health issues all her life. It got to a point when she was in her late 40s when she got health issues that caused her to shut her company down. She was first introduced to network marketing many years ago, but like many of us, she did not believe in herself. So that made it harder for her to see that what the possibilities there are with network marketing. It was the first place where she would read books to help her be a better person. And she is just thankful that the few steps that she did take helped her shift her mindset. And obviously, this is building a leadership mindset, and that's my love language. So without further ado, let's get Linda McBee here on the screen. How are you, Linda?
I'm fantastic this morning. How are you, Nikki? And everyone out there?
Yes. Hope everyone is doing well. Definitely get your pens and papers ready because we are about to talk about some amazing things here. And I'm just so happy that you agreed on BALM. Now you're BALM family. And I'm super excited to just kind of pick your brain on this amazing thing that you have brought to life. And I am happy to, share what I have purchased because I believe in what you have and it has helped me. So we'll go into that a little bit later. But let's just first talk about when this all started, a little bit about your background and finance and, when the health issues came up and when you started to believe.
So a little bit about myself. I had a lot of trauma in my childhood, and I buried all that trauma in my gut. And health-wise, probably from the age of 10, when my dad's wife took me to a doctor and they put me on a counter-calorie diet. And what that began to do is teach me how much sugar is in ketchup, what ingredients are in foods, what, just different MSG and chemicals and that kind of thing. I have a lot of allergies, and so that made it really tough. But I did that all just for myself in the health world. And why do we crave sugar, and what nutrients is the body really needing because it can't tell you what it needs, but so it gives you different signs and symptoms, but we don't always know that. And so I just did all that research for myself. But my dad is blind, and so I got into the financial world when I was about 19 years old, and I realized this morning that my whole life I have helped people solve problems. I looked at things that they were doing and helped them, give them solutions to help resolve those things, whether it was business with marketing, finance with solutions. And so, but personally, I struggled with many autoimmune issues, from infertility to chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, you name it. I've experienced it, thyroid. And I've literally gone to doctors all over the United States trying to find solutions. When I live in Maryland, went to New York for a parasite specialist, been to San Diego, Arizona, all over DC, intern medicine doctors, and I was always feel like I was a guinea pig. And so I really became an advocate about my health just for myself. Because if I couldn't find my own solution, I can't really help someone else in that. So that's a little background and how kind of I got started.
Wow. Basically, we needed to put you in a bubble, Linda, with all that stuff. But I'm glad that you really took ownership and that leadership role in your own life to really get the answers that you were seeking. Because some of us, we kind of live through the pain. And how important is it to start educating ourselves about what we're putting into, this vessel?
And we sometimes don't think about that. I was talking with someone the other day, and it's like, so what supplements are we taking? Are they doing what we're thinking that they're doing? What foods are we eating? What food are we craving? Do we have any idea of why I don't want a food? Why that maybe your body actually doesn't want it. So we so think that our intuition is just kind of foo-foo, but it's actually could be something that's giving you really great advice that your body doesn't need it. And we sometimes don't think about it that way, but there are some different things that you do crave, like sugar and fat and things that there's minerals and nutrition and that the body really wants. And so it's definitely been it's been a roller coaster for me. And when I had to shut my businesses down, I ended up with massive autoimmune issues that were then finally diagnosed with Lyme disease. In Maryland, we find that a lot of people experience massive autoimmune issues and parasites and stuff that because we're outside all the time. And I grew up on a farm, and my grandfather had a dozen horses. So when we're exposed to things that animals and other people, it creates other opportunities that we don't think about. It's like, well, but I don't want to live in the city where it's all of the smog. I'm like, yeah, that can cause issues too. So
we're not safe anywhere.
Right.
Wow. So that's definitely interesting, definitely intriguing to really know that, there are so many things out there that can harm us in a way, and we kind of ignore it. For instance, there's certain foods that they taste so good, but every time I eat those specific foods, my stomach is like not happy. And then I have to say, okay, well, really, what was it? Is it the food that I just ate instantly, or was it something that interacted with the food from earlier in the day? So how do you help someone really pinpoint and identify those things? Do you help on those things?
That's funny that you should ask me, because I just came across some additional tools. So Happy DNA Candy, it's manufactured by APL Go, which is an 11-year-old company in 70 countries around the world. And 2.5 years ago, during the middle of the pandemic, was when it opened here. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, but that's a healthy candy. But there's we've had doctors write white papers, so they've been written in medical journals, and they're halal and kosher, and a lot of certifications that a lot of supplement companies don't even look at. And what happened with that is I began to want to market them then to chiropractors, functional medicine doctors, and in that process became a functional medicine coach myself. and now have some tools that people can find out what foods they're sensitive to. So it's been quite interesting, and that might be for another whole topic and another whole day. But yeah, because again, just trying to find solutions. Because,
Absolutely.
and what about the supplements that someone is taking? Are they what your body needs? This tool can actually test that as well. So that's,
Oh,
yeah,
oh, it can. I love it. That is a plus plus for sure. So before we go into that, let's just go into multi-level marketing. Is this your first company that you experienced, or have you had different companies that you were a part of? And were they all in the health space?
so I've been in a couple other network marketing companies, but I didn't really elaborate, but I'm allergic to laundry soaps and lotions. So anything, and so most network marketing companies are, for the most part, around that I've tended to look toward. So it really was a struggle to build them. But what that began to help me with is my mindset, because it doesn't matter what you do in life. If the mindset isn't in the right space, you can't build a business. And you can sell a couple products, but you can't be massively successful in building a business, in my opinion. Somebody else might challenge me on that, but that's been my personal experience. And so I have been in a couple other companies, but I have to say, in the short time that I've been here, I have made the most money. And I've the last couple months I am a mental health therapist. I work for a nonprofit. I've worked for them for almost 20 years in the special needs space. And since I could never have kids of my own. And so I've made almost what I make full time here in a month. And not that I want to, I'm not ready to give up my career and what I've been doing, but to give you options has been amazing. And so I think that's why most people get involved in network marketing, is to really replace their income, whether that would be that they would leave their job or just have some additional income, especially with how things have been today. But yes.
That's awesome. So I, have experienced the network marketing space, still in it today, mostly with travel. That's my passion. I just love being all around the world, ready to look for the next vacation once I get some rest and kind of put things in place. But it's so true about, multi-level marketing. People think that it's just about building a business, and you pinpointed something very, very important, and it's really the mindset. Like, the benefits of multi-level marketing is that it is personal development. It's really team building. It's really knowing how to network. Like, the products are there, things are available, you can definitely make money, and a lot of people don't really see the other benefits of like growing and expanding, and you never have to use it like to leave your 9 to 5, especially you, Linda. You're passionate about what you do, you enjoy what you do, and it's okay. You can always have that other stream of income, but it all starts with the mindset. How important is coaching, or having a coach build your mindset? Did you get a coach throughout this process? Do you have one now? Do you have multiple coaches?
Mindset and coaching just go hand in hand. And I have multiple coaches. I spent a couple hours yesterday with Michael Burnoff. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He wrote a book called Average Sucks. He's a linguist. I've been working with him for a couple years. He's not an individual coach. He's more of a group coaching. There was probably 500 people at a Zoom for about 3 hours yesterday. And we talked about questions that we ask when we have our business. And not everyone is in network marketing that's with him. But it was kind of fun to see some of my team members that were on the call yesterday, as well as a person who had been in my business that I had known for 20 years. I'm like, wait. And he was like, how were you on the call? How did you get to know Michael? So I have the privilege to go out and do a in-person core event with him in April. And then I'm taking a human intellect, HIT is the abbreviation. Human intelligence techniques. So really about, and that's all about being a better me.
Yeah.
And I have a couple other coaches that I work with here, within my team as well as outside. And that's the thing I love about CLA and the groups that I'm beginning to learn about here is challenging people to be better, write a book, be a part of a mindset challenge, just expand your growth, because when that's not happening, then I heard something one time that you're in a boat and you're either going two directions. You're either pulling the paddles in and you're going backwards, or you're paddling upstream. Which you do it because you can't do both. And just making yourself better.
I love that. That's so impactful. I'd never seen it that way, but you definitely can't be both. You can't be happy and sad at the same time. You can't, want it and then don't do the work to get it. So I totally get what you're saying. And that's so important. I have multiple coaches as well. I'm in multiple communities. We share a lot of those communities. And I think it's so important to get around growth-minded people that are just going to pour into you no matter what. And I think I really get that with the CLA. I think the connections are so instant, so consistent as well. Like it's each and every person. It's not just a one-off or anyone. Everyone has something to bring to the table. And I've been in masterminds or breakout sessions where some people feel like they don't have enough experience, that, they're just getting started, and, what do they really have to offer? And then we have these conversations and they go leaps and bounds. And we're like, well, why were you doubting yourself in the first place? Right. I love being able to see that or redirect someone and say, no, yeah, you are a speaker. You just spoke right now. Like you articulate exactly what your passions are. I just love everything about the communities I'm in. And then obviously the events and, getting together like it's a family reunion and really seeing people's growth from when they come in, being with them almost going on a year in May. Like our network has expanded like beyond belief, right? And I love it. But thank you so much, Linda, for giving us all of that. We're going to get into the Happy DNA Candy in just a moment. We're going to have a word from our sponsor, and let's tune into that, and we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Jose Escobar, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. We're a growing tribe, a community of entrepreneurs all over the world, globally, all across the country, high performers, titans of industry. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to grow personally and professionally, scale your influence, develop your skill sets, Move the needle in your business, more clients, more money, more profit, the bottom line. And of course, grow your circle and your network like never before. This is where you want to be. Join the Connected Leaders Academy today. We are scaling massively. We want to welcome you in. Check me out on Instagram and on Facebook, the @ JASCO25. We look forward to having you join us. Take care.
We are here building a leadership mindset with Linda McBee, which we connected through the Connected Leaders Academy. And it was just so awesome to see this week. Like every day, we have like 2-3 members coming on. So can't wait to have virtual coffees with them and put them on the stage here. So again, Linda, you have and I think there's a little bit of feedback. So let me just see. So it's the Happy DNA Candy. Let us know. And I'm going to just show you these packages because you bring some to Jose's Triple Stack. And I was just so happy that I was able to get some. And I have been using them. I actually had to share with my wife because, you know, she works and she does a lot of movement. And she tasted them. She's like, wow, this made me feel great. So now I have to get some more. So tell us a little bit about how these came about, like, you know, just a little background on them. And I know there's an array of options for different things. And tell us, like, what are the most ones that people are really looking for right now?
So a little bit about the candies. They are manufactured in Europe. And that's where the company was for the first 9.5 years. And then he had really wanted to expand into the United States. So APO is the company in Europe. APO Go is the company here in the United States. We opened July the 25th, 2020. And I joined July the 26th. The master rep of the whole entire United States called me. And I had been with him the last 4 or 5 years. There's probably only one other network marketing company that I was with that wasn't really health and wellness, and it was a marketing tool that Google took over. But the people was really what attracted me to help me be a better me. And that he is one of my leaders and coaches. And so when he called me, I'm like, okay, Kelly, what you doing? And he is like, we found this candy company. And I'm like, I don't eat candy. So I'm like, okay, well, tell me more. And so when he was like, oh, it's healthy, I'm like, okay, good. But it's because of me being allergic to everything, and I'm also celiac. So no gluten, no dairy I do eat some dairy, but no gluten. I had a couple questions. After I quickly got them answered, I was like, oh, it's halal and kosher. So that means it's more than organic. Okay, I'm good there. And it tastes like a lifesaver, but there's no sugar in it. It has molasses and beetroot, and I'm allergic to a lot of plants and foods. But this is actually the DNA from the plant. So it's the liquid that's extracted, dried, and then formulated in a lozenge so that it's mucosal. What does that mean? That's a really big word. That means you suck on it, because then it dissolves right in your mouth and immediately goes into your cells. So when you stick that piece of candy in your mouth, the first 15 seconds, your cells begin to see what's deficient for you and begins to repair. So sometimes we've had instant responses. So the two that, there's probably 3 that are pretty popular today. One for anxiety. That's probably our number 1 sold here in the United States. RLX is that one. I don't have that one in front of me. I did grab a couple, but then the other 2 that are really popular is SLD. That has turmeric in it, and it's great for joints, inflammation. And then the other one is Power for Women. We've had people stop a hot flash in an instant. So what's crazy about that, I'm a little older, and so I'm like, I don't have those anymore. But us women, I don't know, or I'll speak for myself. I sometimes I feel like I'm a little rough around the edges. So I take that one because I feel like it files me out, gets me a little smoother, makes me feel better about me that day. And then it makes it easier to talk with people. But they're have been amazing. We have tons and tons of science. So the website that you're going to see across the bottom, there's about a 3-4 minute video, a little about the science. And then there's information for you to put in about yourself. That comes directly to me because I run my business from an app on my phone. So that'll come directly to me. I'll be able to follow back up with you, answer any questions you have, there's a button that says call me, email me, all of those wonderful details. Because we work around the world, that's also WhatsApp as well. So we can connect either way there. But there probably are one of the top 3 sellers are the ones that Nikki had. So back to you, Nikki, because I haven't heard and spoken with you. So tell me what's been going on. What are they?
First, let me ask which one. So I drove to the Triple Stack event for Jose. I drove 2.5 hours, and I had to drive back home 2.5 hours back at about 11 p.m. to get home at 2. Now, mind you, we ate, we were full, we danced all night. I was up since like maybe 5 in the morning that day. And it was dark, and I was a little nervous about driving back home. But Linda gave me one of the candies, and I was not jittery. But I was awake. I was, I had energy but it was not jittery. It was very calm, and I was able to get home safely. So which one is that?
So that one is called BRN. And everyone that was at the Triple event that I knew was driving, I gave them one. And, or 1 or 2, depending on how. Oh, you took both of them? So
I didn't have to take both of them. You did give me 2, so I only had to take 1, and I got home just fine.
So that's the one I took right before here, so that I would have focus and clarity, so I wouldn't ramble. I would be clear in what I was saying. So what's that?
I said I definitely love to ramble. It's just a regular thing, but definitely a lot of people really lack the focus and clarity. They want to do so much, and they don't know where to get started. And if that can help on a candy that just tastes amazing, I think they taste like Jolly Ranchers. Really, they're just amazing, and they're just quick here. I think this one's like a lemon leaf flavor. This one is for movement, so I'm gonna so this is the one I had to share, and I'm on my last pack. And this one, so I have a lot of knee pain, wrist pain, and I actually just started a new fitness workout with Julie from the BLN, and it has been phenomenal. I haven't felt really anything, no like cracking in the bones. I just turned 40. Well, I'm going to be 41 in March. So definitely the movements, neck, arms, and stuff like that. It has definitely been helping. So I also got the beauty as well. And I started this one. I was actually on a call with some lady last night from South Africa who said I did not look like I was 40. I looked like I was in my 20s. And that was a huge compliment. Some may, agree, some may not. But it was because my skin is now clearing up a little bit more. Not that I had huge issues, just a lot of dryness. So I'm loving that. And then obviously the grow. which is for the natural immune response and body vitality. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Grow and what the benefits are?
Yes. So Grow, we were probably only in the United States 3 or 4 months, and we made #1 immunity product here in the United States. It was designed for kids. It tastes like Hubba Bubble bubble gum, and people are using it to stay healthy, to help build their immune system. It has olive in it, so it's just an ingredient that helps with some inflammation, just good nutrition and good nutrients are in it. It is one of the ones, if someone does have a lot of immune issues and that kind of thing, I want to keep them healthy. So I gave one of my staff, she was driving around and she had some inflammation. So I gave her the SLD and the Grow, and she used the products for a couple months. And probably 2-3 months later, a friend of hers she had referred me to, she said, well, I want what so-and-so had been doing because she's lost all this weight. It was a weight loss product. And I was like, what?
What are you talking about?
We don't have a weight loss product. And she said, well, yeah, the 2 that you gave, she's lost like 30 pounds. Have you not seen her? And I was like, no, I haven't. So I pick up the phone and I call her and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? And she's African-American and her hair's grown. At that point, her hair had grown about an inch. And we actually had the owner, Sergey, with us here in Maryland recently, and we sat him down and we were like, okay, we've had a couple people between the Grow and the Slide, just those 2 products, one that helps with inflammation, one that helps with immunity, lose weight. We had a nurse here in Maryland had lost about 60 pounds. And then we were like, okay, you have to stop because now you're starting to, we were like, is everything okay? And we asked the owner, why is it that we think it should be for one thing, but all of a sudden someone sees it and has a whole different response? And his answer floored us. When you put the lozenge in your mouth, your cell sees what it needs. It extracts those ingredients. It goes to your cells. And then whatever your body doesn't need, it just eliminates, and you can't overdose on them because of it doesn't go through your gut. So when you have to swallow a capsule or a tablet, you can create toxicity in the body. That's for another whole conversation. But just be careful. That's some of the questions that people ask us. Can you overdose? Because they taste so good, I just want to keep putting them in my mouth. And I say that if your body's craving them, be good to yourself. Realize that this is nutrition that you need, and it's beginning to heal your body. So that's been why we've had, even though those 2 drops have been some of the top sellers, and we have massive testimonies, and the SLD is one of the ones that we use in a sample pack that the company had developed for us. And because of it being one of the #1 sellers, it's just one of the ones that most of my people that I work with have inflammation, and they're like, oh my gosh, my joints don't hurt anymore. I'm able to walk more. And that's what my friend said. She
Mm-hmm.
is like, I hadn't been able to walk. I hadn't been able to do the things I used to be able to do. And now I want to dance. I want to walk around my house and dance. And I'm like, yay, to get us back to looking younger and feeling better. That just is my passion. And that's why I could have easily went back into the fields I was in. But if you connect with me on any platform, you will see that my mantra is your health is your wealth. I about lost everything when I didn't have my health, struggling for answers and solutions, and I found them here. So it's just been super fun. And as you can tell, I do like to talk about it. And when you ask a question, that just sounds so many more things. I went into a vegan restaurant. I did a pop-up event here in Maryland, and the gal was a health coach, but she really hadn't found any products that she wanted to work with her health coaching until she found the candies. And she said, I tried one of the GRW the other day when I had a headache, and my headache went away like that. And I was like, that wouldn't have been the one I would have thought to give you. I'm glad that you decided to just take it and try it. And whatever ingredient that was in there for her headache, it worked. So we're just amazed at the testimonies that we continue to get.
That's powerful. Testimonies are huge when it comes to this space. And what I love about it is that you're so knowledgeable. Like you've taken this world, like this is your world, and you absolutely love it. And you can see that, you have that passion for it. And that's what you have to believe in when we're becoming entrepreneurs, or when we're building something, or we become part of something. We should always, one, love it. Obviously, we should enjoy what we're doing. We should believe in the product. We should be testing the product out, because there's so many network marketers that just get in for the money piece, and they can't explain to you what the benefits are, or how you can actually, make money from this type of organization. So thank you so much for, bringing your knowledge, bringing all of that to this podcast. But also, I just had one question, because you said very earlier that when it dissolves in our mouth and, it goes to the cells, how do you test what deficiencies people may have? You said something in that realm.
So there's 17 different ones. So they tend to address a certain health issue, like anxiety, inflammation, allergies, heart, the pancreas, like diabetes. Whether it's craving sugar, you might not be a diabetic, but you might say, it runs in my family. I crave sugar. We have one that helps with increasing the metabolism. They're all connected to the chakras of the body. So, that just creates another whole realm of what they are. Sometimes the fruit that we crave, whether we eat it or crave it, connects to one of our products. And when I start to ask some questions, I kind of allow the person that I'm talking to direct me. Does this resonate with you? Is this something? And have some conversations, because we've had such different responses. We think it'll do one thing, but then sometimes, and I totally get that when you go to the doctor, you really don't want to tell them what's going on, that there might be some underlying things that you might not even think of. I have had some other trainings, and especially as a mental health therapist, so I tend to ask a couple additional questions to see, well, is there another underlying health issue? Like for me, with all the parasites, that is one of the products that addresses the gut. So when someone says, oh, I have a lot of brain fog, I don't have a lot of energy, sometimes some people would think, oh, well, we have one for stamina, we have one for focus. and tend to look at it from that angle, not really getting to the root of the problem. So that's where I've kind of taken my training as a functional medicine coach and the questions that we ask there to even have conversations here to try to get so that people get, because my passion is for people to get responses. But if I don't ask a couple good questions, then they may just be buying something that they may not see the result from if I don't ask some additional questions. Boy, that wasn't really that was a real roundabout way to answer that, but there was no real
it was definitely detailed. And it's all case by case, right? Definitely. I was actually just thinking too, like these are just some great, because I have people say that, they just can't stay focused. I have people that say that, they have that brain fog. And how great are these to add to like a gift bag, to add in stocking stuffers, just for people that, may need it. And I know we have, family members, friends that, have certain conditions. Definitely connect with Linda and get some answers for your family, and see how Happy DNA Candy can help you. I didn't know it was a 17. I knew there was a lot. I think I see maybe you had like 10 of them with you, or did you have all 17? Because I know they were going off the shelf.
There were 3 I didn't have with me because they're not in stock here in the United States. They are in Canada, but then we also have one that's getting ready to come out here in a couple months. We're hoping sooner than later. But I do want to mention, because here are a couple questions that people get asked. They won't counteract any medications that you're taking because it is mucosal and dissolves in the mouth, whether that will break the blood-brain barrier and go through the rest of the body. Like the one for focus does that, but the rest, so no worries on medication, no worries if you're pregnant. So, and we have a whole vegan skincare line that is elite from Germany that is amazing. It's the first skincare system I've ever been able to even use because of all of my sensitivities. So that would be for another day, though. Sure.
Well, we're going to have you back a couple times, and I hope that you can make it to our May 20th event and, speak more on the stage about this and see how we can connect you with those that absolutely need this. I actually have a lot of people. Once I post this, I'm actually going to tag a lot of health coaches that I know of that I think will definitely benefit to add, a nice, clean, easy supplement that they can enjoy and still be able to live life, live the lifestyle that they want to live without those feelings of, I'm not feeling well, any of those health issues that kind of bring us down and stop us from growing because we don't have the right things in our body. And, again, it's just all about the mindset. But when you have a product that can definitely remove that, you're definitely greater to grow in any aspect of your life. So thank you so much, Linda, for bringing it here. HappyDNACandy.com.
And about 50% of the people that I connect with want to do the network marketing side. The other 50% have a business, whether it's a weight loss, wellness, maybe a Reiki specialist that want to add another whole line. And they don't even build the business. They just purchase product and resell it. And you can do that too. So that would be amazing because.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely connect with Linda. They can find her on Facebook. Do you have an email or anything? Is all your contact information? Well, yeah, Happy DNA Candy. And, you can reach her. You can click a button that'll call her and you can have that one-on-one. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Linda, for, again, gracing us with, your knowledge in this space. I absolutely love and adore you. So glad that, we had a chance to really meet in person and kind of, break this screen that we usually have blocked um, between us. Any final words for our audience just on mindset, their health, just, taking ownership of their health?
Just do it. Make if what you're doing isn't working, reach out and have a conversation. Not here to sell you what I'm doing. Maybe you have a question about what you're doing, but so many times we get caught up in building a business, we totally forget about our own personal care and self-care. And I don't want you to do that, especially during this pandemic that has caused all kinds of anxiety and setbacks for people that aren't needed. So let me help you with that.
Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of Building a Leadership Mindset podcast. Have a great day. And as I always say, make it count.